Right, just don't mention the playoffs. No one mention the playoffs. We're in the playoff spots. Welcome back to Derby. We're good. We're really good. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Derby County series. My name is Embreezy and I hope you are all doing very, very well. As always, if you are new around here, please remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video whilst you are here as well. I'll be honest with you, I'm enjoying this save so much. I recorded this episode pretty much immediately after the previous episode that you would have watched. I really like this Derby team and I like what they're doing on the pitch. Let's talk about what you've missed so far off camera. So as you can see, we sit 4th in the championship table, 13 games played, 7 wins, 5 draws, and just the 1 defeat to speak of. We have been excellent to start the season off so far, and some of the results that we've had along the way are you're going to be surprised about them, but not as surprised as me, believe me. So as you saw, we kicked the season off with that 3-1 win away at Swansea. We followed that up with wins against Bolton in the Cup and then another 3-1 win against Ipswich as well. Following that was a 3-1 defeat to Barnsley before the most surprising result so far this season, a 6-1 home win against Leeds United in the League Cup, with Josh Martin getting a couple, Dane Scarlett getting a couple as well. Leeds were just really bad. I don't know if they rotated and played a weak inside against us, but we just cut them open at every opportunity, and we were really clinical in front of goal, which was very pleasing to see. And Leeds also still in the Premier League, so a big scout for us there. What followed was a annoying run of fixtures, I'd say. A 1-1 draw against Stoke, a Stoke team that we definitely should be beating, and annoyingly we didn't beat them in the end. Did they nab an equaliser late on? No, they didn't. But they got their equaliser and they basically sat back for the whole game and we just couldn't get the winning goal. It was just one of them. Blackpool was quite disappointing as well. We took the lead early on through Tom McIntyre, before falling behind to a Shane Lavery double, and it took Andre Gray to equalise for us with a few minutes to spare. And that followed up was another draw against Wolves. We were 2-0 down in this one. Wolves also down to 10 men, but 2 goals in the final 5 minutes from Nathan Byrne and Andre Gray after an absolute howler from Jose Zara in the Wolves goal. We just dropped the ball right onto Andre Gray's foot and allowed us to snatch a point when we probably didn't really deserve it. And that was then followed up with a 1-0 win at home to MK Dons. Troy Parrott, who has actually, we mentioned in the last episode, he did indeed reject Southampton and agree to join us, which I cannot believe, to be honest with you. Troy Parrott is now a Derby player on a contract till 2026, so delighted to have him aboard. Only 20 years of age, a lot of room to grow, to develop as well. As you can see, some of his mentals need a bit of work, but definitely on the right track, I think. Before we carry on with the rest of the results we had off camera, I should also talk you through some new signings that were made towards the end of the transfer window. I said there should still be some business. One notable out that we had was actually Christian Bielik, who went to Hull City for £600,000. £900,000. He was on £20,000 a week. I wasn't going to play him. He played for us last year and wasn't very good. I just wanted to get him off the wage books, to be honest. Decent player, just never really worked for us whenever we used him. And it's a small fee, but again, it was saving the wages, I thought was the most important thing. And lastly, Craig Forsyth, who was actually club captain, has moved on to Kilmarnock. He wanted to go. I didn't particularly want to keep him around. 60-odd thousand pounds, I think, is what we sold him for. £43,000, sorry, is what we sold him for in the end. He's just not really cut out for this level, I don't think, anymore. That lack of pace for a fullback in the Championship, I just don't think it's good enough, so I was more than happy to move him on. Coming in then to replace Craig Forsyth at left-back is the Brazilian Jonathan Silva, who is signed from Almeria for £350,000. He's got 5 games so far, 1 assist and a 6.98. Very, very happy with his contribution so far. You can see why I like him, just a very well-rounded, very solid left-back. His passing could be a bit better, but really good crossing, good marking, tackling. Mentals are solid, physicals are solid. I just really, really like him. And again, 24, really good age as well, a little bit of room to develop. And you can see there about 4-star potential. If he can come anywhere close to that and some of these like technicals improve, then we've got a really good player on our hands. I mentioned his name but forgot to actually go into detail that Josh Martin, we spoke about it a little bit last episode, but he has sealed his move to the club on loan from Norwich City. And I have to say, I brought him in with the aim of him being a squad player, but he's been really good. Tom Lawrence has got a red card in his last game, and since then picked up a bit of a bad injury. He's been out for about a couple of months now. I don't think he's going to be suspended for this game against Birmingham, but he should be back for the Nottingham Forest game. But I don't think he's even going to get into the starting 11, because as you can see, Josh Martin, when he's played, has been absolutely spectacular. He got 2 goals against Leeds, and then since then he's really just kicked on, chipping with goals, assists, and just overall really good performances on that left-hand side. I'm really, really happy with him. He's a lot better than I think he looks on paper. I mean, you can tell he's quite pacey. Some of his mentals are really good. Technicals are quite good as well. But because there's not a lot of green attributes, and then again, you look at his like decision making and stuff like that, you don't think he's going to be as effective as he has been since coming in. But yeah, 1 goal and 3 assists in the league, 2 goals and an assist in the cup. Really, really happy with him so far. Last but not least then, it's a bit of a bargain, I think. Lys Mousset has joined us from Burnley for a small fee of £2.5 million on 22.5 grand a week. He came in, when I first started playing him, I played him as an advanced forward, and I didn't really see an awful lot from him. I've since changed his role to a pressing forward, which is what Andre Gray and Troy Parrott have sort of done alongside Dane Scarlett this season so far. But I think with the pace that he's got and the work rate that he's got, maybe not the aggression, but everything else, he's kind of got to play that role, I think anyway. Like, you look at his anticipation, his bravery, and again, that work rate and teamwork and off the ball is really good. And plus, his pace is so important. Since playing him in that pressing forward role, he's been absolutely superb for us. You can see there, he played a couple of games as an advanced forward. Did 6.3 when he started, came off the bench in that role and didn't really do an awful lot. But since playing him as that pressing forward, look at his form, 7.2, 7.1, 7.3 and 8.3, chipping with assists and goals. Really, really happy with him. I think him and Dane Scarlett are going to be a lethal strike partnership this year. And Dane Scarlett is another one who has been on absolute flames so far this season. You can see he pops up quite a lot in the list of goal scorers, and as we go into the month of September, we took Tottenham to a penalty shootout in the Carabao Cup. Troy Parrott getting a last-minute equaliser against Old Club, and we had 2 opportunities to win the penalty shootout. They missed, and then we followed up with a miss, and eventually ended up knocking us out, which is, disappointing, but it means we can focus on the league a little bit more. Following up was a really, really good 2-0 win against Norwich City. Tom McIntyre and Connor Coventry grabbing goals for the club. Connor Coventry's first goal for the club as well. He's been really, really good as a squad player. Just comes in every now and then, but whenever he has played, has been really, really good. And then following up some, again, annoying results, really. A 2-2 draw against Reading, as you can see. We were leading for so long, and they got 2 goals in 2 minutes in the last 4 minutes of that game. And Troy Parrott also missed a bit of a sitter in injury time. We really should have won that one, and we're unlucky not to. And it was a similar story against Luton. We were leading for a large majority of it, had a shed load of chances, didn't take them. And they made us pay with Musqui, sure, I think. Getting an equaliser in the 90th minute, and, we dropped 2 points in that one. But since those 2 draws, we have properly turned it around. Taking chances was a bit difficult for us, but since making that switch of Mousset and Scarlett being our 2 strike partners, it's all turned around, really. A 4-1 win, really good 4-1 win away at Blackburn Rovers, followed up with a 4-0 home win against Middlesbrough. Andre Gray, who started that one, got a hat-trick, which you love to see, and then a 4-2 home win against Hull, which Lys Mousset got his first 2 goals for the club, as well as Dane Scarlett and another one for Connor Coventry. So as you can see, we have been absolutely fantastic to start this season. It's much different from what we were at this point last season, where we had lost and just couldn't buy a win for love nor money. We go into the next game against Birmingham, and then because I've scheduled this horribly, there's an international break before playing that big derby game against Nottingham Forest. So let's waste no more time. Let's get into the action against Birmingham City, and let's see if we can keep our good run of form going. Hopefully I've covered everything in that little recap there. What I really want from today is just a good performance and a good win from the team, so you can see what I've been seeing off camera. I've been so impressed with how this squad's come together into this new season. As Dunkley goes close and Scarlett's shot is blocked, that really should have been 1-0, but I think Mousset was offside anyway. But yeah, I think especially finding that right strike partnership, we mixed a match between Gray, Scarlett and Parrott for a long time, and then getting Mousset in and finding him in that pressing forward role alongside Scarlett, just having 2 really pacey strikers up top has made the world of difference for us. And again, Josh Martin has probably been the biggest surprise for me this season. Like, since coming to this first team, again, I don't think Tom Lawrence is going to make it back into the starting 11 for that game against Nottingham Forest. Martin has been that good. And so has Joswiak. Oh, it should have been 1-0. It's lovely work, lovely build-up play. And Joswiak got himself loads of time, load of space, but just couldn't get a shot on target. And really, Derby should be 1-0 up there. I think defensively, we still got room to improve. Bentley's been okay, and the defence has been largely okay. We played Buchanan at the start of the season. I noticed his form had dropped off, which is why I wanted to get De Silva in. Because I just think we needed, with Forsyth going as well, we needed extra competition. At left back, there's Dunkley, who's also another one who's having a really good time of it recently. Hits the crossbar from a corner. It's another corner. Max Bird swing it in again. This time finds Dunkley, who this time finds the back of the net. He hit the crossbar a few minutes ago, but this time powers his header into the back of the net. And it is 1-0 once again to Derby County. Oh, we are on fire this season. It has been highlights galore. Is this a highlight seemingly in Birmingham's favour immediately after the goal as they're coming forward with Jonathan Lecco. I think that's Dunkley's come out to meet him. And in doing so, he's left a bit of a gap in behind him, and it's such bad defending. And again, we are susceptible to conceding just really silly goals like this. Dunkley steps out when he really didn't need to, and it just allows a free run for Elitim, I believe it is. You can see here Dunkley comes out to mark Lecco, and we're sort of just a bit pulled all over the place, and then no one tracks that run. I think Bird does see it, but doesn't really do a good job keeping up with him. And annoyingly, with like their second shot on target, a minute after going behind, Birmingham have levelled it. That is annoying. As we're entering the last 20 minutes of the game, we have a throw-in as Byrne finds Ferguson, who hits it, and it's a good save from a former goalkeeper of ours, actually. Roos gets his hands to it. Never actually played him last season because David Marshall, I love David Marshall. I thought he was fantastic. as they've won the knockdown, and they're in again here, Birmingham. I swear to God, this 2-1. I can't believe we're losing this. We've actually been the better team. We've been so good as well in this run of form leading up to this game. And it's just, I feel like we've conceded the same goal twice. I mean, annoyingly, it's just come from a goal kick. Djukovic, I think, has won the header. Again, someone's pushed up. There's a massive gap therefore Ivan Sanchez to run into. And it's another easy finish. Really poor defensively from us today. I think next season, no matter what happens this season, I think going forward, we've been a lot better. Defensively, still quite a bit of work to do, I think. I mean, I'm annoyed that Dunkley and McIntyre have got over 7s on their ratings, so I think they've let us down big time today. So the corner comes in. Dunkley is there to equalise for us. It's a second for him, second for us. It's 2-2. Am I going to be happy with a point? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think we've done enough to win the game, but it is 2-2. There's still 5 minutes to go. There's plenty of time for us to get another goal, but I think the way we defended, maybe a point's not a terrible result. The way things are going, if we get a point, I'll be quite happy with it, to be honest, because defensively we've been suspect. But we do actually might have another chance here to get a goal. As the ball comes in, McIntyre wins his header at the near post. He was still up on the throw-in. And Tom McIntyre, with 3 minutes to go, may well have got Derby County, I'm going to say it, a deserved 3 points. Unbelievable scenes. I've slagged the centre-backs off pretty much all game. It's the two of them that have been the goal scorers for us, quite remarkably. McIntyre stayed up from the throw-in, and there's the header at the near post. It's 3-2 to Derby. Tom McIntyre, not his best work today, but overall, since coming in this season, has been really, really good. Really, really happy with him. And, love that. Okay, well, they can't defend today, but they have been very good in front of goal. We give it away, though, and now Birmingham come forward once again, and we haven't been great defensively today. Can we just hold on for the next 5 minutes? The cross comes in. McIntyre heads clear. Is anyone there to meet the ball? They're not. McCarthy finds Sanchez, spins around from Silva. There's a cross on here. Oh, for Christ's sake. They can put the ball in the net at one end, but they can't keep it out of their own net down our end. It's 3-3. Defensively, we've been abysmal today. And I've got to say, Daniel Bentley, there's not really much arguably he can do with most of the goals that they scored today. This one you can't really blame him for. I say that. Can he come for the ball? I think he can. Defensively, we've just not been good enough. And it's... I said before we scored, I probably would have taken the point given how we defended. And the point is what we're going to get. Really frustrating. Again, the fact that all my back four have got over a 7 and we've conceded 3. I mean, Bentley's on a 6.3, so that probably, tells the story. But it's another game where going forward we've looked really good, but defensively it's cost us 2 points. We spoke about it with Reading and Luton games, and it's happened again against away at Birmingham here. All we can do now is dust ourselves down, play Nottingham Forest in a couple of weeks' time, and hopefully get 3 points that, we need. It's no excuses. It's Nottingham Forest at home, right? We have to turn up and we have to get the 3 points. So we'll advance through the international break, and I will see you for the Forest game. Right, it is game day. It is Derby versus Nottingham Forest, one of the biggest games of our season. And in terms of the league table, this one is actually quite interesting. It is 4th v 3rd. We sit 3 points behind them currently. But if we win, and if we win by a decent enough margin, we'll leapfrog them and go into 3rd, and just 3 points behind West Bromwich Albion, provided that they lose their game at home to Barnsley, who Barnsley aren't a terrible side this year. They dealt with us quite easily, so you never know, it could happen. Just the one change to speak of then, Dallamora comes in for McIntyre, who I think was on international duty with Scotland, and he's come back not really fully fit to start. And also Tom Lawrence returns to the substitute bench. We may well see him make his first appearance since getting injured. Hopefully we can keep doing what we've been doing and, not concede 3 goals by just, losing headers and a simple run through the middle. That'd be fantastic. But I know what these games mean to the fan base. We simply no excuses. We have to turn up, give everything, and try and get the win. We got a really good win at home against them last season, I think. I think we won like 4-0 or something like that. No, it was 1-0, sorry. We lost 4-0 to them in the away leg. I've just selected memory, apparently. But the game so far, this is how most of our games start this season. Not a lot of action, not a lot of shots, but then we sort of grow into games as the game continues. As Joe Worrell nearly scores with virtually an empty net. I don't know what Bentley was doing in goal there. As 36 minutes in, it looks like it might be a chance for Derby here as Ferguson over to Byrne, who looks for Joswak, but no, it finds Mousset, whose pace is very dangerous down this right-hand side. He's got Joswak in support. The cross comes in, cleared by Worrell. Are we going to get another chance to get it back into the penalty area with Max Bird looking for Martin, who's escaped his marker, gets his header to it, and it clips the crossbar as it goes over, but a decent chance for us. All right, then, into the second half. I've switched our mentality to positive from balance, which hopefully doesn't backfire, as it's going to backfire. Oh, my Christ, I've hit the post. Okay, maybe we go back to balanced. Just looking to see if there's any potential changes we can make. Martin's actually playing all right. Mousset and Scarlett, once again, not really turning up for us after bigging them up at the start of the episode. I think what we're going to do is bring Andre Gray on for Scarlett. Sometimes you need that little bit of experience, I think, and Scarlett is just last couple of games is not really firing for us. As Gray now finds Josh Martin, and there's options to aim for. It decides to go backwards to Silva. And we're going to take our time with this one. Over to Dallamora. Can we work ourselves an open in Ferguson? He's been another one really good for us so far this season since joining from Aberdeen. It's worked out to Burn, and there's options to aim for. It's Joswiak. He's great in the middle. Can he find him? Oh, the cutback is... Oh, it's the right idea. We just couldn't find a player in a white shirt, unfortunately. We go again, though, with Martin. He's got Silva making this overlap. Back to Josh Martin, who's been taken out, and the referee has given a penalty. I think it's going to be Lewis Ferguson to take it. But, I mean, that looked like it may have been on the edge. I think if this VAR, obviously they would have had a look at that, and who knows what they would have decided. But it is a penalty to Derby. In front of the Nottingham Forest fans, Lewis Ferguson, the new captain, has his penalty saved. He keeps it in. Can we get a shooting chance? No, we can't. Worrell deals with it. It's just not going our way in these last two games. Back-to-back draws. I mean, it kind of would be like consistent with how our season's gone. We win a few games and then we draw a few games, but we are proving to be difficult to beat, I suppose. As time is just getting away from us here, I'm going to go positive for the last few minutes and hopefully force a chance out. That Ferguson penalty miss is it's so annoying. I feel like we've done enough to win the game here, but now we've gone to positive. Is there going to be a chance for Nottingham Forest to try and nick something? If they score after I've switched the mentality to a bit more positive, I'm going to be furious. They're in. John Jules. Bentley? Right. What? What have I just seen from my goalkeeper? I cannot believe that Nottingham Forest have nicked this in injury time. Why do I do this every time? Right. Hint for Football Manager, right? If you're ever playing a game and you're drawing and you think you deserve to win, just leave the mentality alone, because if you try and go a little bit more attacking, this will happen. What is Daniel Bentley playing at here? He's been shocking in the last two games. I cannot believe we're not going to win this. And Josh Martin's picked up an injury with just a few minutes to go. Or a few seconds to go. We're going to see this highlight. I don't know if it's going to come into anything. Lawrence, as for Andre Gray, I mean, you might as well have a shot at this point, to be honest, mate, as he loses the ball. It comes to Dunkley. They've got everybody back. Everyone in Nottingham is camped outside their penalty area at the moment. As Silva finds Ferguson, takes the shot. It's ended up in the bottom corner. We've snatched an equaliser well over the allotted added time. I'm not happy about it, though. We should have won this. The fact we're coming away with a point is better than none, I suppose. We're not going to see... That was weird. We're not going to see a replay of the goal. Well, I'll show you the replay. It's... I mean, the replay's taken us back to 90... We're not going to watch the replay. That's ridiculous. The fact there was so much injury time as well is quite confusing, but... annoying. West Brom didn't even win, so we wouldn't have leapfrog West Brom. We would have come close. 91st and 97th minute then. It is another draw, and Martin's out for 10 days, which is disappointing. But as you can see... I mentioned it earlier, it's kind of consistent with our form. It's like we win a couple of games, then we draw a couple, and we go back to drawing a few. But overall, you can't really be too disappointed with it, really. One defeat in the league all season, and we're now up to 7 wins, 7 draws, and just a 1 defeat. Like, I said mid-table is kind of where I want us to be this season, and it's looking like we're actually going to finish top half of the table. But all in all then, I don't think there's too much to be overly disappointed about, to be honest. I think the manner in which we've drawn that game with Forest is annoying, and the same with the Birmingham game, really. But all in all, I still think we're performing well above what's expected of us this season, and we are sitting in the playoff spots. If we can stay in there for the rest of the season, then we're obviously doing something right. Right then, viewers, what I think we're going to do is for the next episode is I'll bring you the FA Cup third round tie against whoever we've got, followed by that home game against Luton, and I'll also update you on any plans or any signings I'll make in January. But until then, as always, if you have enjoyed this episode, then please leave a like on the video. And if you are new around here, also subscribe to the channel, as it massively helps me and the channel out. It's non-stop drama with Derby, and I'm sure the next episode won't be any different. So until then, look after yourselves. Bye-bye.